All right, you guys ready? Class.
Do not point at me. Do not point at me.
Thank you. Aaron.
That's karma.
I wasn't even paying attention. I was yawning.
I know, right? Do you know what's funny? Okay. Story time to go along with it. I had someone actually try and watch the video during class, and so they were watching the video, and as they're watching it, headset on, it was an automatic reaction. When they heard me say class, they responded with yes, and so I heard this yes as they're watching the video, and I was like, you know what? You have been trained. So I'm sad to say I'm not going to be at graduation, but I'm gonna have someone, someone at some point during the whole thing. Okay, you're gonna it's gonna yell. You're gonna hear over the thing is be a class, and like half all the seniors right there are gonna just like automatic reaction of yes, and it's gonna be hilarious. It is, but yeah, my kid's graduation is actually at the exact same time, so that kind of sucks. Okay. At a different location. Anyway, but that being said, let's go over this. So everyone has the 8.2s, right? Yes? Good. All right, trig, polar form, complex numbers. Now, we did a little bit of notes to go along with this previously. But polar and rectangular have to do with a coordinate, because the real is the x, imaginary is the y. Rectangular is like giving someone directions. It's giving someone directions, like, hey, how do you get over to Douche Bros? Okay, you go that way, you take a right, yeah. So you go that way, like 30 feet that way, and go half mile to the right. Yep. So go north and then go to the right. That's rectangular. Now, if you were to give someone a directions and polar coordinate, you would say, all right, so from where you're standing right now, turn 30 degrees to the right and walk for, 0.75 of a mile. So that gives you the direct directions. So that's more of a heading type thing. So you turn this way and you go that way. So if there's no buildings or anything to walk through, you're just going to go straight there. Okay, that's the difference between these things. So my rectangular coordinate, which would be, in this case right here, it is 2 to the real, so 2 to the right, and negative 3i, so it's down 3. And sum of two complex numbers means I am adding the real portions together. So that would be my 4 and my 1, which would give me 5. So it's going to be 5 to the right, which is in the real direction. And then I have 1i, 3i, so that's plus 4i. So that's positive 4i. That means that's 4 in the up direction, the non-real up direction. That make sense? So yeah, it's just like vectors. Find the sum of this and graph both in the complex number. So let's find the sum. So let's go ahead and add them together. My reals is going to give me what?
2.
Positive 2 in the real. And I have negative 2i, negative 3i, that is negative 5i. So if I were to graph this, it is 2 to the real and down 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Super easy, right? E. Now, relationships here. So this is actually going to give me a translation in between the x and the y given my angle. So this is actually a polar to rectangular conversion, where r, using Pythagorean theorem, is the distance of my triangle from here to here. So that's like what I was saying. If I was walking from here to Deuce Rose, in rectangular coordinate, you would say like 30 feet that way, go 30 feet north, and, quarter mile to the right. Okay, that's rectangular. Where if I were to do polar, I would go the direct distance. I would turn my body, 30 degrees to the right, or 30 degrees, and then I would walk direct distance. My direct distance would be, instead of actually going north and then west, I'm going directly to Deuce Rose. Okay? And so I would be doing the hypotenuse. I'd be walking the hypotenuse from there to there. And that's what the R would be. Now, here's another time that we had this right here. See this tan theta is equal to y over x? If I want to solve for theta, I have to do the, I almost heard it, I heard it, inverse. If I'm looking for an angle, I have to do every time I have to do the inverse. So I would rewrite this to figure out theta would be inverse tan of y over x. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now, I told you I'm going to make this easy. Let's put this in calculator because we're kind of limited on time here because we have our final when? Thursday. Next week, which is how many days from now? 6 days from here, right?
Sure.
6, 7, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I want this in rectangular form. So 2 cosine 300 plus I sine 300. And so let's change a couple things. Change it to degree. And I'm going to put 2 open cosine, right? 300 plus I sine 300. Now, my options on my calculator are already set. Some people's are not. Because if you pick up the calculator and you didn't do the settings like we did the other day, then you're going to have a difficult time. So what's different that we did on this calculator besides play on our phone? Because if you didn't pick up the same calculator you had last time, what do you have to change to be able to do this on the calculator?
Rectangular.
Rectangular. Okay. So how do I get there? Okay, let's go to settings, right? So if I'm on my scratch pad, I would go menu, or no, I'm sorry, I would go documents, settings. Okay, it's almost like I'm trying to walk you through this so you can write this down for later, because I guarantee you, you're not going to pick up a calculator that's already set up for you. Changing. Okay, are we doing document settings?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
We're doing document settings, right? Okay, you already have this written down somewhere?
I already.
Okay, good. Ah, good job. So angle and degree, and I don't want real, I want rectangular. It's not imaginary, it's rectangular. And vector format, I want rectangular. Now, I'm going to show you one more thing because this is approximation, isn't it? So if I were to do this, cosine of 300. Cosine of 300. So now I got to think about my unit circle. For some of y'all that don't have just song lyrics and memes all up in your brain, okay, 300 on my unit circle. What quadrant's that in? Quadrant 4. Okay, quadrant 4. What is cosine at 300? 1/2. I. Now, sine. What is sine at 300? Negative. You should have guessed because it's actually right there on the front of your cover too, right? And that guy right there. You didn't have to pull it out. You have a clear cover, don't you? Oh, wow. That's a mess. Anyway, so if I multiply this out and I distribute here, I'm going to get 1 positive and negative. That's going to give me a negative. 2's cancel. I get I. We're at 3. And this is my rectangular coordinate. This one, which was given to me right here, is polar. So do you think going back and forth in this, what are you going to have to learn how to do to be able to change in between both of these? Change your calculator. Hmm? Yeah. What's the square root of rad 3?
What would it have given us if we had just left it
It.
that same thing?
It's a multiple choice test.
Yeah.
If you see this, you could actually approximate that, right?
Yeah.
I did it by hand so you could see what you're going to see on the actual test. I did it by hand for that reason, but what would I do with this right here?
It's a pretty possible final, right?
No. Yeah, multiple choice. So you just match your answers to this. Yes.
Do you know if there's like answers you get along the way?
Yes.
They do that?
Yes. Why? Well, yeah. So that's actually the test of a good test. If you do it wrong, you still get one of the answers, knowing that, okay, you have 4 choices. You should get one of those 4, right, as a correct. You shouldn't have something completely wrong that it's, there's no chance of actually getting those answers. There is a chance. So that means it's a good test. Because if you did it wrong, you're going to still get one of the answers.
One definite answer?
There is one definite answer for doing it correctly. But if you made a mistake and you changed the sign somehow, and then you would have the other answer. So you would have an answer that said 1 plus 1.7 blah, 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 I. So that's if you did a slight answer mistake. Instead of putting your negative rad 3, like we have right here, the negative rad 3 over 2, if you accidentally put positive, that is a possibility for your answer too, right? Make sense? Hopefully? Kevin? Good. All right. So any other questions before I move on? All right. So rectangular to trig, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So let's translate this. Plus I. right? Is that what I had? Negative rad 3 plus I, right?
You have
Okay, good. Changing my settings. And my angle comes out to be what? 50 degrees, right? But it's asking for it in another form, in radians. Okay. What would 150 be in radians? Can I convert that one really easy?
yeah.
Here's a reason why I don't change my calculator to radian. Because if I get 150, what's that going to be, like 5 pi over 6? 5 pi over 6, if I put it in the calculator, is going to give me a decimal. I clearly see or know because, I am really smart, but, I don't memorize all those things because I don't use them. So 150, I convert it to 5 pi over 6, and then my value here is going to be 2. So 2 is going to be the number cosine of 5 pi over 6, or 150, I sine of 5 pi over 6. There's another way of writing this so it's not so long. It's an abbreviation of this. Because every time we write this, it's cosine I sine. Cosine I sine. Because the sine, the up and down, is my imaginary direction. So it would be 2 cosine I sine of 5 pi over 6. CIS. That's the abbreviation, and you're going to see it like that too. CIS refers to cosine I sine. You guys feel pretty good still? Okay, so it's a lot of stuff that I could just plug in the calculator. Write this in trigonomic form. Okay, so now we already changed our calculator, trigonomic form, but when I write it, I'm going to have to put something there for my real. Because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to say 0 in the real minus, what's it, 3i? Yes? Okay. Yes? No? Maybe? Okay. So this actually gives it to me. So I have a real direction and I have a non-real direction. My calculator's already set this up to answer this for me. So 3 is going to be my R value. And this gives me negative 90. Okay? Negative 90. But what if I don't want negative? Negative 90 goes this way, right?
Yeah.
But I know if I want a coterminal, I want it to be a positive angle because that's what you're going to see on the test. You're going to see the positive coterminal of this. So I would take my negative 90, add 360, which gives me 270. So in trigonomic form, it is going to be 3 cosine of 270, use degree, 270, plus I sine of 270, or 3 CIS 270. Hopefully I'm still making sense, because quite often I make nonsense. right here. So, how about this? I'm going to stop here, but I want you to do this. Do this one for me right now. So it says write it in the alternate form. What form is given to you on this one? Trigonomic or also polar, right? Okay, so if it's given to you in trigonomic or polar, you have to turn it into, starts with R, it's an rectangular. Please do that right now. So it's going to require you to do some setting changes. All right, so what do we get? Still not there yet? Not there? Okay. Is that what you guys got? What is that? Negative 2.5 plus 5.4i? Okay. This one right here is giving it to me in rectangular. So if it gives it to you in rectangular, I'm looking for what? Polar. So go ahead and do that for me, please. Yeah, you need to raise your hand. Some people need to start taking notes. Showing up on time. Okay, what you're going to do is, actually, so hit doc. Okay, change setting. Okay, are you writing this down as we're doing it? No, the person next to you. Okay, from Scratchpad, you have to go document and you have to change settings. Document settings. You know how to do this. Are you writing this down? Like how to change it? Now, all you're doing is documents. Can you go? So, first thing you have to change is right here. So, okay, degree, you have to change your degree. So, we don't want real numbers. We want non-numbers. So, we're going to either have a rectangular or full. So, this form right here is rectangular. So, that means I want my answer in full. So, if I give it to you in rectangular, that means I want full. Go ahead. Then you go to right hand trick. Okay? Yes. All that. Yeah.
That's the right one.
did you get that number? 105. That's what they gave me at first, because that is the CPS. Okay, and that's the approximate. Yeah. What the hell? What are you looking for? So they gave me what? What mode is that? That is the other one, right? So what did your calculator give you? And what mode is that? Rectangular. But if I give you rectangular, you're looking for polar. So you have to change your settings.
You went a little too far. You huh? I don't think he does. You see, bro? You see the other bro? Yeah, you probably got one. Yeah, I don't know. $5,000. Lost that, huh?
Oh, you're not using I. You're using a variable.
Oh, no, no.
Yes. I is down here. That's number I. You're using letter I.
Yeah,
No. It's a difference. If someone was in class the other day when we talked about it.
Yes.
All right. So what do we get on this one?
6.4.
So you're saying 6.4?
And angle lead.
Okay, 6.4 CIS. What's my angle? Yeah, was it like 321 or something like that? Because it's negative, you get what? Negative, was it 40, 39, 38 point something?
You gotta subtract 60.
Yeah. There we go.
I don't know what it is about me lately, but I
So
every time I write
what
like
point
paper, I feel like
or did you just round?
that. That's about it. What's that? Oh, you're
Yeah, you just took that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's going to be, this came out with a negative, right?
Yeah.
Actually, you were correct. That's correct.
Huh?
That's correct.
So I can put that.
Yeah, and 6.4. Yeah, you just
round.
rounded.
And I was like,
Well, no, I did that, but I did not.
you
It's there.
Okay.
All right, there we go. All right, listen up, you people. So I'm going to leave off on this. Now, 8.3 is a lot similar. It works more with polars. And I'm hoping if you're able to get and you need that extra credit, go ahead, work on it. Get it done. Okay, there's also the videos that I did for previous years if you want to look on the full videos. But other than that, on Monday and Tuesday, we're working on review for the final. I need you guys actually here on time to be able to work on the final. Because when are we taking our final?
Thursday.
Thursday. Thank you. Make sure you guys all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button. Support my channel. Buy stuff in the merch store.